Khora rice flour and multicolored ochre dye swirl, staining the air. A rainbow of colors, drums beat in harmony with the stamping feet of dancers. I regard them exhale, jealousy poisoning my vein. They have reason to rejoice with the rest of the empire. They don't have to fear about their acts. That one slight will have them writhing under the fierce invasion of the lash, as it lacerates and decorates skin. I stand, hands clasped before me, head lowered, the absolute picture of perfect obeisance, one I don't accept one bit. Out of the corner of my eyes, I see Anta stick her tongue at Fode from where he perched on the left with the rest of the Nyanchos. Na clears her throat delicately, and Anta went back to peering at the floor like the rest of us watching the dancing sweaty bodies in the center of the courtyard. I raise my head and gaze at Lord Lamon from where he sits in his high chair, looking every bit the Lord. My lips curve into a scowl unconsciously as I meet D2's lair beside his father. I glance back at the floor, avoiding his gaze. Lord Lamon waves a hand and the dancers got off from the arena, and the wrestlers stride into the arena adorned with the sand-filled sacks arranged in a circle. The two started wrestling, muscles bulging as each pursued a weakness in the other. Eyes stay unmoving on them, enthralled. I lift my head and meet Anta's eyes full of mischief. A full-blown smile comes to life on her face, and we slink out of there, and soon the echo of the drums and belling of spectators fade. We have been yearning to get away from all the festivities. I glance back, marveling at the beige-stained castle, with the wooden beams jutting out from its surface. My eyes linger on everything, committing all to memory, with no knowledge of when I will set foot in here again. I have always longed to come to Timbuktu and the festivals of new beginnings. Only trouble is that now would never concur with me. But this time, I don't know what's different. Running away, are we? We both whip around, heart in our mouths. Fode grins at us atop his horse, reins clasped in his gloved grip, leading a dun-colored mare with a majestic mane. He hands me the reins. I mount the mare without hesitation and run a hand through its silky mane, marveling at the silky feel. Anta jumps behind Fode and slides her arms around his waist. With a slight twitch of the reins, his horse plunges forward. I follow him a moment later. Anta's tinkle of laughter brings a smile to my face. She walks beside Fode as they amble in the market, hawkers hawking their goods. A Tidra growls at me. Its body charging at the magic-enhanced cage door has me nearly topple from my mare in fright. Elephants lift their trunks in the air, trumpeting, ears flapping around creating a gust of wind that slams at everything. A hawk shrieks in a small straw cage, beady eyes trained on me, as if reminding me that I don't belong here, that I shouldn't get carried away. Embellished horse carts go past us. On it sit noble ladies wearing colorful long flowing robes, straw-woven hand fans fanning primly at their faces, all unable to tear their gazes away. Where are we going? You'll see. Anta glances back, a beam on her face, a secret that she will not part within her beautiful eyes. Her big cloud of kinky curls swaying in the light wind, teasing them to give them a feathered look. No soul can deny her beauty, a testament from the looks we're getting all around. We burst out of the market. The duo leads me into an inn, with its door hanging off its hinges, the stench of moonshine heavy in the air. I scrunch up my nose and follow the two inside. Fode hands a man a gold nugget, and he produces a key from his robes and opens the big lock on the door. With an expert twist, he opens it, revealing a long, narrow passage that descends with shadows playing on the walls. Anta flashes the man a grateful smile. For a few moments, his eyes glaze over, marveling at her beauty. Then the look fades, and he shakes his head as if he just woke himself from a deep slumber. Fode follows. The man turns, his gaze lands on me, and narrows in menace. When he took stock of me, they turn into two dark brown muddy chips of pure hatred. Hands pull me forward. I stumble inside, and the door slams behind us. The padlock slicks into place, plunging us into darkness. I stare at Anta, trying to discern her in the inky, terrifying darkness. Are you two coming or not? Fode's voice bounces all around, barely holding his excitement. Shears has me perk up and follow Anta down the steep passageway that leads to whatever the two want me to see. Light glimmers at the end. I hurry towards it, body buzzing in excitement as I step into the light, gasping in pure delight and surprise. Torches flame on the walls. People bet heavily in groups as two people wrestle on the sands. Unlike the wrestling we left behind, these two have glowing hands. I turn my gaze to Anta, and she nods, a smile tugging down her lips. "Welcome to the illegal guild, Khora," she says, and hold of my hand. "But this, dangerous, illicit, hence the name Khora, live a little. Calm down. We have been coming here for some time now. It's safe. No one will arrest us." Anta jabs an elbow into my side. Magic. Fode wags a finger in my face and shifts his gaze on the two wrestlers in the arena. I jump back, shaking my head. I glance back and was met with a wall. I turn helpless, panicked eyes on the two. Never in so many wheel turns would I have thought that the two like going to watch Igbo magical wrestling. This could get us executed when the ravens find out. My gaze shifts to the two wrestlers. One of them, an iron hand, catches my attention. The iron vein stands starkly against his almost blue-black skin, crawling all the way to his bald head, with scars peppered all over his body, a strange crescent cut on his left shoulder. His opponent was of the snake clan. His scaly skin looks beautiful in the light of the bonfire, breaking in a kaleidoscope of colors. Each clutches the other around the edges of their loincloth, ready to flip the other on their back. A boy about my age strides towards Fode, and the two clasp forearms. He wore a buluba of the noble caste with rich golden detailing that commands attention whenever he moves. "You came this year. I thought you won't be able to." "Nothing in the three worlds can stop me, Zaka. You know I live to see this." "Indeed you do, my friend." He chuckles and turns his attention on Anta and I. I meet his gaze and held it. He didn't give me the look I have grown accustomed to seeing all my life. Instead, his eyes were full of curiosity as he took me in. I didn't move a muscle as I studied him in return. Before Fode could introduce us, a hand clamps on Zaka's shoulder, and he spun around. I got a good look of the two people who stand before us. Lithiums cover their faces, leaving only their eyes uncovered. One has death dancing in his eyes, and the other possesses golden eyes that lures you to a trap. Their rich cloaks didn't contrast well with their simple, plain outfit. A clammy feeling shimmies up my spine. Stones of unease drag down my innards, and I shiver and start looking for an exit in case something happened. Which it will, because my instincts were screaming at me to run out of there fast. "Yes, gentlemen, how can I help you?" My eyes widen on the flash of steel in the tawny one's grip, and I explode into action, shoving Zakar out of the way and kicking the blade out of his grip. Fode pulls out his saber and goes shoulder to shoulder with Zakar, who balls his palms, eyes suddenly opaque, not attacking, watching the two that I now know aren't ordinary people. Without warning, they attack. Zakar loosens his fist, and the two went flying as a force lifts them and throws them onto the wall. I went on all fours, searching for the dagger I had kicked out of the other's grip. Better to have a weapon in hand than nothing, even when the thought of being caught with the weapon worms its course into my head, warning me. Right now, only our survival matters now. I watch the room descending to chaos as ravens flood the den. I back away from them and bump into Anta, who grips a discarded sword she has picked from the floor. We watch in dread as the ravens approach. "Go!" Fode points at the hole Zakar has punched into the wall. We run towards it. My heart stutters to a stop when a raven steps in our way, halting us. He pulls out his blade and grins. I clutch the dagger and take a step forward. The rustler slams into him hard. They tumble to the ground. I rush out of there with Anta hard on our heels, soon followed by Fode and Zakar. Fode waves at the hole made into the wall, and the wall fills out, reverting to its former state. Zakar stomps his foot on the ground, just as ravens fill the empty, desolate town. Streets surrounding us. The world spins on the edges, and suddenly we stood in a muddy arena with trenches that lay scattered all over, in a complicated maze that confuses the mind and eyes. All around, People cheer and call for blood and death high on stands that crowns the trenches. Where are we? I ask, eyes widening on the unmoving bodies lying all around in the arena. The rawness of everything makes me want to retch onto the ground. The trenches, Anta whispers, fear clearing her voice. I turn to her, meeting her pretty eyes that tell me that this is real. Zakar has teleported us into the infamous trenches. I know what odious fate awaits us here, even before the gigantic, golden-scaled creature that I hadn't seen when we teleported here turns to us with a snarl, its muddy yellow eyes fixed on us. With an almighty snarl, it leaps at us, a furious storm of claws and scale. A strange sneaky tail dances in the open in full display.